Thank you. All right. Well, my name is David Samuel. Just a small background on myself, just to establish that I do know how to keep motivation. I started my first business at the age of 13. And in all, I have owned companies in over 20 different industries, and I've consulted to over 100. I've traveled to over 92 countries. And I have seen ups and downs in life. The challenges of life are always there, and it's sort of like, well, that's a younger me when I had my airplane. That's an aerobatic plane, and I could fly upside down in loops and rolls and tricks. There was twice where I was upside down and the engine quit, and you start falling out of the air. You have about 15 seconds before you crash, burn, and die. How to stay calm, which obviously I did to recover. This is the secret of life, is how to deal with challenges. Now, life is like flying. There's always ups and downs, right? Takeoffs and landings, emergency situations. How to deal with them in a way that you are so calm and peaceful and clear-headed. That's how we stay motivated. So, with all my businesses, I've only finished high school, by the way, 16 years old, 11th grade. It's 80% personality, 20% skill. Everything is based on your personality. That is the key to success, because it's your personality that will keep you motivated. Now, everyone could say, yes, I know that. But what are the keys to having that kind of a personality? So that's what we'll talk about a little bit today in our short little presentation. All right? So, the first rule is everything is in your mind. All is mind. That's one of my courses I call All is Mind. Now, have you seen these little balls, where it's like on a little stand, you hit one and the other one goes up and it comes back and hits the other one and goes back and forth? This is life. There's always ups and downs, things that come, things that go. Life is always changing. So, the problem is when things are difficult, there are challenges, most people give up. But when you know, and your mind, this is where the mind comes in, that you know everything is a constant cycle and always ends up better, then you can stay motivated. For example, in my business life, sorry, there's a little bit of feedback I hear. In my business life, I have made and lost huge amounts of money 14 times. But I keep going, keep rebuilding, because I know everything comes and goes. This is a process of life. Things come and go. Now, why I say all is mind is because everything only enters your awareness through your five senses. You hear something, you see something, you know something is there through your five senses, then you're aware of it. And if you don't see it and it doesn't enter your mind, it didn't happen to you. There's an old riddle. If a tree falls in a forest but nobody is there to hear it, did it make a sound? Well, if it didn't enter your mind, it didn't make a sound to you, right? So everything is going into your mind. Your mind then processes that information. Ooh, that's fire. It burns if I touch it. So you know not to. And then the mind gives you a response. What do I do now? Right? So what we're going to talk about is how to get that mind to be able to always see a creative, positive view of every situation. Right? That's how we stay motivated, knowing that we can always find a benefit in every situation. So, first rule of achieving something is understanding why you don't have it and removing that obstacle. It's like if you have a light and you have 100 blankets on top of it, you can't increase the light to make it brighter. You have to remove the blankets. So our mind is unfortunately clouded by our opinions. So the first rule is, it's not what you don't know that gets you into trouble, but it's what you know for certain that is just not true. You're wrong. Your opinion is wrong. Your view of it is wrong. And that is where we get this positive motivation, knowing that as long as I have no fixed opinions, as if I know everything, and that everything eventually goes forward, then I can keep the open mind, stay positive, stay motivated, and keep looking for that positive thing which will come next, which is inevitable. So the idea of this door is a true story. In one of my stores, I had 3 retail stores. In a shopping mall, the mail doesn't come to the shop. It goes in a mail room and you have a little box. So I sent one girl who works for me. She's been with me for a couple of years. I said, go get the mail. Okay, she goes. She comes back, no mail. I said, how could there be no mail? There's always mail. She said, well, the door to the mail room was closed. I said, well, did you try to open it? No, it was closed, so I thought it was locked. I said, okay, go back, try to open the door and see what happens. And that's what she did and got the mail and came back. You see, when we look at doors that are closed, we might assume they are locked or closed for a reason. And we need to know that, well, we've got to test it. We've got to take on the new challenge, the new opportunity. I don't know what's behind the door. Let me open it. Let me go through. Let me see. Right? Really, you've gone through all kinds of troubles in your life. You've had a cold, you've had a flu, you might have broken a limb or something, and we heal, we get better. So there's really nothing to be scared of. So, but you know how we, as I say, interpret things, and we get our opinions, and that's where things go wrong. So let me tell you a little story. It's a doctor's waiting room, and everybody's in the waiting room. And there's this one old lady, the nurse calls her up, and she goes all hunched over with her cane, goes in. 2 minutes later, she walks out all straight like this. And there's a woman sitting there. She says, excuse me, madam, I don't mean to pry in your personal affairs, but this is a miracle. What did the doctor do? It's a miracle. You walk in hunched over, you come out straight. What happened? She says, miracle, schmiracle. He gave me a longer cane. It's like I can hold myself up. You see, life can be so simple as long as we don't think we already know what's going on or what the outcome will be, so our mind stays open. Creativity breeds motivation, because if you never get any ideas, you only see closed doors, your motivation, which is an aspect of the mind, will stop working, because it says, why should I be motivated? I only see closed doors and I give up there. But when you are ready to take every challenge and see every closed door as an open door, a door to some new world, then your motivation fires up and it says, hey, I can be useful now. So let's keep going. So now let's talk about, like I said, it's about removing obstacles. So the obstacle is we think we know, or we think we see something a certain way and that's how it's going to turn out. So this is a little story about a little Chinese farmer, long time ago. So he's an old man, he has one young son, his wife has passed away, it's just the 2 of them, and they have 1 horse, they're very poor. And one day, the young boy, he's 14, 15 years old, he leaves the gate to the stable open, and the horse runs away. And everybody in the village says, oh, what bad luck. And the farmer goes, good luck, bad luck, who knows? The next day, the horse comes back, and 5 wild horses follow him into the stable, and everyone goes, wow, what good luck. And the farmer says, good luck, bad luck, who knows? Anyhow, the next day, the boy is trying to tame one of these wild horses because he closed the gate, so they kept all 6 now. And he falls off and breaks his leg. And again, oh, what bad luck, good luck, bad luck, who knows? A couple of days later, there's the farmer with his son with his leg in a cast, and the army comes because they're being invaded at the border by a very strong enemy. And they need every young man they can to help fight because surely they're way outnumbered, many will die. But the young boy with a broken leg, what good is he? He can't do anything. So he gets to stay in the village and live. So you see how things work. One thing leads to another, leads to another, it's life, everything. You cannot find an original thought, an original invention, because everything came out of something before. So the person who takes the attitude that every obstacle, every problem, every challenge is an opportunity that I will see and make something new out of this without the fixed opinion that this is bad, because nothing is really bad. Everything just is. We just deal with it. So this is how you'll get the motivation to be creative and be very inventive. So here's another thought for you. Everything exists only because of its opposite. So every gain means a loss, right? The pendulum is swinging. Every loss means a gain. So everything is extremely fluid. Now, the thing is, what's interesting, like in my life, what I found, and in all my years of teaching and helping other people, is that you don't have to go through gain and loss. You can actually side yourself to gain, 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 gain. Because life is bringing a balance, right? Seasons. I'm from Montreal. We have 40 below in the winter and 35 above in the summer. 75 degrees, 80 degrees, you can have a change from 6 months, one point of the year to the other. Everything is changing, so we adapt. We use air conditioning in the summer, we use fur coats in the winter. So we can, this is the beauty of a human being, is that your mind is so powerful, you actually are not subject to having to adapt to the situation, but to actually always choose how to be creative and motivated to always make every situation into a gain. I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So everything is a balance, and we can always take everything to be positive. And you've seen that. Look at the great successes in life, in career, in business, whatever. They took problems and they made successes. They're creative. Always seeing a benefit in every situation. And that's how I succeeded. Now, one of my businesses was nuclear waste remediation. So we found the problem with nuclear waste and we solved that problem. So every problem has a solution which can lead to a very brilliant invention if your mind is open, because it's not stuck with fixed opinions thinking you know how things will work out. So you see, it's by removing something that opens you to something else. That's what's important, okay? So here's a little saying. This saying carries you through everything in life. This too shall pass. Now, that's when you have a flu and you're, I'm gonna die. No, you're not gonna die. This will pass. You'll get better. And when things are going well, you say, this may pass, so let me be extra positive, motivated, and attentive to make sure that as life changes, I am not letting this good thing go down to a balance, but I will make a change to another gain, to a higher level. And that way, because we have this capacity of creativity that no other creature on earth has, like a human has, we can know that the bad things will pass and the good things will, so let me prepare to make the good thing pass into something better. And that's how we build. That's how we have a life. Now, when your life is always getting better, your motivation increases. And you know what? You sleep better. You sleep less too, because you're excited to get up in the morning. You're looking forward to what is new tomorrow. What things are there. See, what I did, one of my charities when I had my businesses, I had 8 companies when I was 25 years old. I was doing really well, so I wanted to give back to the world. So what I did was family-owned companies that were going bankrupt, had problems, they couldn't afford to pay for help, so I'd go and help them for free. My fee was you pay me for food. You buy me lunch, you buy me a coffee, whatever it is. And when I'd go to meet somebody, they would tell me, oh my God, we have this problem, this problem, this problem. And I said, wonderful, great, fantastic. And they go, what are you talking about? These are problems. And I'm saying, no, they're opportunities. It's all about how you look at it. Because remember, gain is loss. This is a world of duality. When you have a coin and the head side is down, that means the tail is up. And if I flip it over, then the tail is down, the head is up. There's always a side that's up. All you got to do is look for it. And you'll see it with that creativity. Now, here is one very important thing about success. People have goals. You might have heard of law of attraction, vision boards, things like that. How many people are doing this and they never get anywhere, right? And that's because this lovely saying, if you aim at nothing, you will hit nothing. We need to have a real goal, but that goal has to be emotional. It has to be about something more than just money, more than just material gain. This relates to our self-esteem. Okay, now your motivation is connected to your self-esteem. High self-esteem, high motivation, and vice versa. Okay. So how do we have this great motivation and this great self-esteem? By having a goal that is not purely ego, like, oh, I got 7 houses, I got a lot of money, but that I am somebody people admire because of my attitude, that is, I am doing something that makes me a better person. So, having a goal that is something greater than the goal itself, but in making you that person who stays positive and motivated throughout every situation, that you make everything work out well. Okay, now we're going to explain more about that. What matters most in your life? Here's an exercise for you. You don't do it now. You do it tonight, tomorrow, next week, a few times, as many as you like. Question yourself, what matters most in your life? And that's your goal for your life. In other words, when you're dead, you know, at your funeral, everybody is saying, wow, this person did so much and so much and so wonderful and so on, okay? Now, but what is your goal? Is it a thing or is it who you became? Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. First, a little story. This old man, very rich, started with nothing, became very rich, and he's dying. He's old. He's on his deathbed. And his wife is there. And he says, honey, I'm dying. Make me a promise. She says, of course. What do you want? He said, bury me with my money. Bury you with your money? You crazy? Please, I worked so hard. I took all this money. I made all this money. Bury me with my money. I want to take it with me. Are you nuts? We can't bury you with all the money. What are you crazy? Please, please, my dying wish. Okay, your dying wish. I'll bury you with your money. Okay. He dies peacefully now. So at the funeral, they put the coffin in the ground. They're about to put the dirt to cover the coffin. And the widow yells, wait. I made my husband a promise. And she writes a check. Go. Excuse me, someone at the door. Go cash that in your afterlife. Is money what matters? Is a material thing really what you're proud of, or is it who you became? All right? Now, we're getting to this. This is very, very useful. I've been teaching for 30 years, and the changes in people, it's amazing how they've not just succeeded in their career, but their relationships, their marriage, their self-esteem. Okay? So my work is more about the psychology of life because, as I said, it's 80% personality. That's how I was able to do so many things and survive, believe me, great challenges. I even walked into a bank once while it was getting robbed. And because I could stay calm and collected, he shot at me, he missed, but then the police shot him. So, you know, walking into an armed robbery, what are you going to do? This is life, the challenges. So this is the things that my work is about, is giving you this power where you are truly a master of your life. Right, so here's another exercise, and I'm sure we can send you these slides if you haven't screenshotted them or so on. An exercise to develop self-discipline and willpower. This is fun. This is a great game. Play this with your friends, your family. For weeks, you can do this. You get your favorite snack, peanuts, chips, a little M&Ms, you know, little chocolates, any little snack, that's little pieces of snacks. And you make a big bowl everywhere. Your office, your desk, by your bed, at the table, in the dining room, in front of the TV, everywhere. Put bowls of this. And you set your phone 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes goes beep. And every 15 minutes you eat one piece. Only one. And you have to eat every 15 minutes to keep the appetite growing. So that there's always a desire, but you use your willpower not to take more than just that one. This exercise builds you such a willpower, such a strength of character, that That is very important part of being motivated, right? Because to face challenges, to be creative, to see the positive, you need the willpower not to succumb to what the cloud is, what the overall feeling is, what the environment is, right? When there was a fire in one of my stores, everyone was in a panic. I very calmly grabbed the fire extinguisher, put it out, and done. So to stay calm in the midst of whatever is going on in your life, that makes you the truly powerful person. And it's actually so easy. Anyhow, this exercise is fantastic to build willpower, right? So you can do that as much as you want. And it's fun, you know, you're with your kids. If you have kids, I don't have kids, but you can do it with your kids or your family or whatever. And, you know, who's going to break it, who's going to cheat, and so on. It's really a lot of fun. And it's beneficial. Now, this is the key. Here is the point that the last few slides has been leading you to, okay? It's not about what you get, it's about what you can give. When I was 13, my uncle, family friend, came and he said, David, do you want a job? Yes, I'll take it. He said, you don't know what it is. I don't care, it's a job, I'll take it. He said, but you don't know how much it pays. I said, I don't care, it'll pay something, I'll take it. So it was working in the shipping room of a clothing factory of his nephew, and I got $1 an hour. And for that $1 an hour, I worked so hard. I didn't care about quitting time. It didn't matter how much I got paid. I worked for the sake of doing the very, very best job I could do. That is what's going to make you so proud to be who you are and very content into your old age throughout your life, and people will admire you. I had one customer, a regular customer, in one of my stores, and one day he said, David, you know something, and I want to know what that is. He said, how you're always so solid, so content, so calm, and you get so much done. Do for the sake of doing the best you can, because when you say, oh, I'm only getting this, I'm only getting that, not worth the effort, your self-esteem erodes, because ultimately there's a part of us that knows we're not like the old man, bury me with my money. It's not coming with us. Who you are as a person is how you live each day, each moment. So, this job I had when I was 13. When I was about 17, 18, I'm no longer in school, I'm working full time, and the fellow who owned that company, that was just 3 months, summer's job, you know, school holidays. He found out I was working, he called me up, he said, David, I want you to work for me. I will pay you what you want. I want to give you a salesman position, and I'll give you whatever you want. You want a car, good salary, commissions, because I never saw anyone work so hard for so little money that I want you with me. So you see, things come back when you show that you're really devoted to doing the best you can, because that raises you above everybody else. So you become the gem, the diamond everybody aspires to be with, to work for, to have work for them, whatever it is. So the most important thing is that you will feel so comfortable about yourself. I don't know if the video is lost. I'm watching on a monitor, but anyway. You will feel so comfortable about yourself, so confident, such a strong self-esteem, because you always do the best you can for the sake of doing the best you can, right? So that's a very important rule. Now, opportunities are always there. Opportunities come in, we don't always recognize them, we don't always see them. So this fellow, talking about seeing opportunities, all right? So this fellow's walking along the river, and they come in a Jeep, and they say, get in, there's going to be a flash flood. We're evacuating. He says, no, I'm fine. I have faith. I'll be protected. Go save some unbelievers. Okay, they go, come on. They said, no, he doesn't want to listen. All right, a little later, the water is up to his knees. They come in a boat. They say, come on, get in. We're trying to save you because the water is going to rise. No, I'm fine. I have faith. I'll be protected. Please, you go save someone else. Yeah, He doesn't want to go. Okay. A little later, the water is up to his neck, and they come in a helicopter, and they say, come on, grab the rope, we'll pull you out, we'll save you. He says, no, I'm fine, I'll be protected. Go save someone else, I'm fine. So of course the water rises over his head, he drowns and he dies. And there he is in heaven, and he says, God, I don't understand. You always said that you would protect those who believed in you, had faith. And he said, my son, I sent them in a jeep, I sent them in a boat, I even sent a helicopter. What more do you want? So you see, opportunities are always there. It's only a question of if you will see them. Now, you will see them when you want to do the best you can for the sake of doing the best you can, regardless of what you get for it, because you'll get the most important thing, which is you'll feel wonderful about yourself. You will feel like I am actually doing what a human being is designed to do, which is be creative, be productive, deal with challenges. What does not kill me makes me stronger. So everything is just a challenge to make us better. That's what life is about. And so opportunities are always there. It's just a question of will you see them? And you will if you have the right attitude, and you know that every gain equals loss, loss equals gain, so there's always an opportunity, and you have the willpower, and you'll stay motivated because you know that you don't have a fixed opinion about what something is. So you see how all the steps are connected like a jigsaw puzzle. All right, now, here is another one you can screenshot or we can send you later. These are 5 questions you ask yourself every night before you go to bed. All right? Do this for the rest of your life if you can. Only takes a couple of minutes. But this really is working in the same way as a child who's misbehaving will do the same bad thing until you give him a spanking and he learns, ooh, that hurts if I do that. I better not do that anymore. Because the subconscious mind will allow you to get distracted, get negative, get, whatever, lose motivation if it doesn't get punished. And the punishment is catching it out. So every night you review, what did I do well today? Oh, today I really worked, did the extra things and worked hard, or I cleaned really well, whatever it is. I did something beyond just mediocre. What did I do that I should not have done? Well, we can do a lot of things. Let's say you want to quit smoking. I kept smoking. Whatever kind of things shouldn't have done that. I lied, Now, what didn't I do that I should have done? This one is actually so valuable because people always make promises. I will call you at 3 o'clock. I will be there at 2. We will do this tomorrow. Yeah? And then they don't keep the promise. So that really destroys the self-esteem. So what didn't I do that I should have done? Keeping your word about what you said you would do. That's a really big one. What do I want to do what did I do that I could have done better? Well, that's obvious. Anything you do. Maybe you went to get a coffee and you bought a coffee for your friend, but you got a muffin, you didn't bring him a muffin. Yeah, could have done a little better, could have been a little more generous and so on. Now this one, what do I want to do tomorrow? Now that is about, I want to be a better person. I want to work for the sake of doing the best job I can so that I will feel proud of who I was today when I go to sleep tonight. And this attitude of creating, like for example, you see big buildings. A big office building, right? There's no one person who built the whole building. You did the electricity, you did the balcony, you did a window, you did something. But when you walk by that building, you say, I built that. I was part of that. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody sees my name signed on the inside of the window screen or something. But I know I was a part of building that. And you feel proud. I built a lot of buildings, and so it's really a wonderful thing when we're building. Now, I guess, I've got a few more minutes here because we lost time. I hope you don't mind I go over the 1 o'clock limit. It's okay? I'll take that as a yes. All right. Good. Now, this slide and the next one, it's another workshop in itself. It's a 2-hour workshop I give. This will eliminate 80% of your anger and fights and conflicts. This one principle. Si je parle français, vous ne comprenez pas de français, je peux dire que les femmes sont des grands vaches, les hommes sont entièrement fous, et il n'y a pas de chance en vie que vous allez être un succès. Now, for those of you who don't speak French, no problem, right? Those words meant nothing, just sounds. Maybe you like the sound of French or not, right? But I said, all the women are big fat cows, and the men are completely crazy, and there's no chance in life that you'll ever be a success. Now that you understand it, ooh, that's so nice. Wow. You see, words, contrary to what is commonly said, words are meaning, words are powerful. I believe words have no value whatsoever. Remember the beginning, all is mind? It has to go into your 5 senses somehow. So words are things you hear, you then interpret through your fixed opinion because you know what it means, and the door is closed. Words are interpreted based on what you think they mean, and you'll take them as good or bad or whatever it may be. But when they are negative, aggressive, attacking words, and you get upset and you get in a fight and this and that, you're forgetting something. The first is, words are just air, unless I ate a lot of garlic and raw onions, and I'm very close, that can kill you. But if not for that, words, just sounds. You have interpreted those sounds to mean something. Now that's good, but you're forgetting that every event has a cause. Why did that person really say those words? Okay, let's step aside now. Who has no pain in their life? Anybody? I don't even need to see if you're raising your hand. Everyone is in pain. We are all having some pain, some suffering. Now let me ask you to ask yourself a question. When you are very angry, upset about something, and you go to Starbucks to order the coffee and it's not quite perfect, are you really sweet to that person, or do you really attack them? You stupid moron, how can you do it, baba? Right? You're venting your pain at an innocent person. Now, when someone is negative, angry, aggressive towards you, and you feel bad, then you get angry to them, then you lose your motivation. I don't want to help, I don't want to do this, I don't want to, because they're nasty. Stop and think. Number one, words have no meaning, it's just words. Number two, what is the real cause of the cause of the cause of the cause? You know, how many steps back that made that person say those things? And number three, everybody is in pain and in fear about something. So this is what I taught my employees in my stores. I said, when customer is angry and you're feeling attacked, they're being aggressive, stop and think. Now, what happened to this person this morning? Do you know? No, how could I know? Did they have a car accident? Did the doctor say they have a terrible disease? Did the husband cheating, the wife cheating? Do you know what's going on? No. Maybe something is happening in their life that is causing them to be very stressed and vent. And it happens to be in front of you. So now that I know that all the aggression is actually the venting of pain, when people attack me or insulting to me, I'll say, give me more. Come, I got big shoulders. I got slopey shoulders because I take so much. But give me more. It'll make you feel better. And I know you don't mean it to me personally. So every difficulty we face, every attack, every challenge, when we know that it is a person just scared, venting, whatever, then we can take that, because what happens is when you get negative and aggressive, your mind shuts down. You stop being creative. But when you take everything with knowing that it is somebody in pain, venting their pain, and you receive with compassion, your creativity, your motivation goes up. Remember the 5 questions? What did I do well today? Somebody was giving me shit and complaining and attacking me, and I stayed calm, knowing that they really are just suffering from something. And I made them feel better because they were received with loving compassion rather than another attack and a retaliation. So let me ask you to think about something, which is a pretty easy question to answer. If you are angry about something in your personal life, and you yell at your coworker, and you're giving them shit, and they receive it with compassion, how will you feel? First, you'll feel confused, probably. Why aren't you getting angry back? Because you're used to that, because the door is closed, that's what's supposed to happen. And then you'll feel, oh my God, I'm so sorry I yelled at you. You didn't deserve that. Thank you. You feel good, they feel good. Relationship really gets tight. And now, you know there's a saying, two people on their own. No, I'm sorry. Two people together can produce what four people would do each on their own. And now when we get these kind of harmonious relationships, we work as team, partners, team, truly. Again, this is in your loving relationship, your spouse, or your work. You start to work together because there is a loving compassion, an understanding that life is pain. We vent pain, and it's not personal. So, I mean, that goes, it's a much longer talk, but I think I've given you enough to know how to leave the knife on the table. Logical, simple, obvious, right? Why don't we do it? Because the human being's favorite pastime is self-pity. Humans love self-pity. So you pick that knife up and you did this to me, you hurt me, you said that, bah, 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 bah. And we stick the knife on our own heart. We love doing that. So you've got to know that when you accept responsibility for your actions, which means all of your actions, which is your emotional reactions, that you are causing yourself pain by how you interpreted it because the door was closed and you're sure you know what they meant, you can then leave the knife on the table, and it's amazing how different life is. How people will see you, how you will feel about yourself. And what's amazing is, let's say your IQ is 100. I don't know what the scale is, doesn't matter. But let's say you are now living at an IQ of 100. You will live at an IQ of 120, 130, 140. Because with this attitude, it unleashes creativity, because you're opening the door in every situation to see a beautiful world, beautiful opportunities. And that's how I was able to build companies in 20 different sectors, because I always see opportunities in every situation. So this amazing, it makes everything work fantastic. And working with people, your relationships, really wonderful. So I hope you can get this. And if you want, you know, we'll do the workshop that goes into this one specifically. Very effective. All right, now, I'm going to end you with one lovely little story. Again, a true story. I like true stories. I've traveled, like I said, in 92 countries because I retired when I was 28. And then I spent my life, I still did other businesses since then, but I spent my life studying different things, studying people, studying different cultures, and so on. So I've got a lot of stories. In India, my first trip in India, before computers, they didn't have computers in the early 90s. I was in a little town, and I wanted to go, the next day I wanted to go to Bombay, and which is where my mother is from, by the way. She's from India, Bombay. He is my father from Baghdad, Iraq. And I'm made in Canada. So I've got a lot of cultures. So I fit in everywhere. So at any rate, this is when I was younger. I haven't quite become master of this, leave the knife on the table. So I go to this fellow, he's a fellow in a little booth at the train station. Hello, I'd like to book a ticket to go to Bombay tomorrow. And he said, no need, sir, no need. You no need book ticket. Many train, every day there is train, many see to come tomorrow, get ticket, go to. I said, well, thank you, but I really want to book a ticket. I'll feel better if I have a reserved seat. No, sir, no need tomorrow. Tomorrow you come, every day there is train, many seat, you come tomorrow, get ticket, you go. Please, I want to reserve it. It goes back and forth, back and forth. There's no way he's giving me the ticket. All with his assurance. Okay, fine. So I go. The next day I come back, bag is packed, checked out of the hotel, booked the next hotel. Same fellow. Hi, how are you today? Oh, good, sir, how are you? Good. And I said, I'd like a ticket to go. He says, sorry, sir, no train today. Excuse me? Yesterday you told me there'd be a train today. Yes, sir, I told you there would be a train. But on this day of the week, there is never a train. Never. You come tomorrow. Tomorrow there is train. You come tomorrow, you get ticket to go. But you told me there would be a train today. I arranged my travel plans and everything because you told me. And he said, but sir, I'm sorry, on this day of the week, there is never a train. There is no train today. You come tomorrow. And this is going again back and forth. Now I'm getting really, really angry. And I'm saying, why? Why? If you knew there would not be a train today, why did you tell me there would be? He said, I did not want to get you upset. What to do? Good intentions, but not really forward thinking. So this is life, right? We have to think a little forward. Everything will turn out well if I'm motivated. Anyway, you've heard all the parts of the puzzle. Here is my contact. I love teaching. I love helping people. I love sharing my knowledge. That's what I do now. And so feel free to look at my website or contact me by email and see what I do. I live in Dubai right now. I'm happy to meet anyone or answer any of the questions. So thank you.